pulling teeth. They're gonna cover the whole spread. Yeah, I thought it was good too, Michael. I thought it was good. Now today's Sunday is one of the days that I didn't tell you about. Sunday we do questions and comments from the fans. So some of the questions, some of the comments that come up, I allow them to come up because they're comments, but the comments got to be appropriate because we do have folks like Mr. Satellite, TF Fireball, Mike. What's his name? Was it Mike or Lucas the Poser? Max the Poser. That's what his name is. That pop up onto the show, and they're not always of the age of 18. So since we know that we got folks that come to the show on a regular basis that ain't quite old enough to know how we talk as adults, I want to keep the comment section pretty clean. Even a dirty joke that we would have laughed at around the cooler if we was smoking a blunt and sitting around the campfire drinking beers and telling jokes that even we would have laughed about that. I still can't leave it up on the comment section because the kids can't be reading that. So let's keep the comment section clean. Now, if you're talking to me from Twitter or Twitch, y'all can comment in if you like. We're going to be listening to some comments and stuff from some of the fans. I don't have as many as I wanted to have because I got a lot of stuff going on that I didn't get through all of them, but I did get most of them. So we're going to be able to go through a few of them today. So it's going to be one of them episodes of Harley Quinn today, Mike. We're going to be going through them. And then tomorrow we're going to be covering some issues that has been holding us back with the recovery from the shutdown. And we're going to be talking about that stuff on Monday. And then Tuesday, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. So if you're coming for that, that's going to be on Tuesday. So I'm waiting on Dylan to pop back in because Dylan said he was going to be here at 10:30. So I was like, all right, I'm waiting for you. And it's 10:35 and he ain't here. So I'm like, Dylan, where you at, bro? Because I got a story to tell and I want to tell it when he's here so he can know what happened. Because I was in front of the show on time, ready to hit the play button on time, but I was still on the phone. And what we were talking about on the phone caused me to be like 15 minutes late. And it's always something, but this time it's something we got to talk about. I got to talk about it because it was hilarious. And it's going to play to like first person accountability and taking responsibility. And I want to tell that story when I see Dylan is in the comment section. But if he ain't in the comment section in the next 20 minutes, after like 2 or 3 of these people come up, I'm going to tell y'all the story anyway. And I'm just going to let him know when he come back tomorrow that he missed it. So trying to be all inclusive, but we're going to see what's happening. Let's go ahead while we wait on Dylan to get in here. Let's get started with the first comment that I brought to the show. And then we'll be able to put our 2 cents in after that.
My husband has been cheating on me for over a year. This is a throwaway account since he frequents Reddit and he knows my real username since we send posts to each other. I recently found out that my husband of 5 years has been cheating on me with a coworker. His phone kept buzzing and he was in a different room, so I grabbed it to see who it was. It was a girl name and I immediately went through the messages. He's allowed to have female friends, but the text she sent said, "I miss you so much," and so that instantly sent alarm bells off in my head. I'm absolutely devastated because I thought we had a strong relationship. I never saw this coming and I have no idea what to do. It just hurts because I've been there for him through so much shit and this is how he repays me. I want to talk to him about it and learn more, but I also can't believe this is happening. So I guess my question is, has anyone gone through this and did you work things out?
Welcome to being a man. Typically, men are the ones that are inconsiderate and women are selfish. And I mean, women, I hope y'all don't take offense to it, but it's true. When y'all want something, y'all want it regardless of why you want it. And man don't do something, he didn't think about that. And that's why he didn't do it. Not because he don't like you, not because he don't care about you, but because that didn't cross his mind when he should have known better, according to women. He did not do better because he just didn't think about it. So men are inconsiderate and women are selfish. Now, it has the same outcome. But people who are so apparently, based on this woman, women are inconsiderate too, and men can be selfish too. But it still gives you the same outcome. The thing is that if you are not considering the needs of your partner's needs are going unmet. And while your partner's needs are going unmet, your partner ends up looking for fulfillment outside of his relationship. When your partner starts finding that fulfillment outside of their relationship, that's where the affairs come from. Because men do not commit to women so that they can cheat on them. Men do not establish relationships with women so that they can cheat on them. There are men that want to have frequent friends with benefits type of affairs and stuff to that effect, where they have like 30 different women and not commit, or 5 different women is more realistic explanation, and not commit to any of them. But when a man commits to a woman to be the girlfriend or whatever, he's typically doing that with the expectation of longevity. And when a man strays away from his relationship, he's not straying away from the relationship because he intentionally got with this woman to do her dirty. He actually was in a situation where his needs weren't being met, whatever they were. Sometimes the women aren't providing the physical and emotional intimacy that the men are looking for. Sometimes the men are not being respected the way they're would hope to be respected. Sometimes they're not being appreciated for all of what they do. And when they get that from somewhere else, that builds an emotional connection with someone else, which sometimes leads to a physical connection. Now, yes, men can be attracted to other women physically, and that alone can lead to the desire of physical connections. But a man is only going to impulsively act on that physical connection if he's not getting physical satisfaction at the house. So a dude cannot knock boots with another chick if you drained him before he left the house. That's the most appropriate way to put it. If he ain't got nothing left to give, he can't swing it around in the streets. But if he got a reserve because you forced him to be a monk, then he can tap 10 before he come back. That's pretty much the dynamic. So hold on, Michael said, in over 2,000 years of mankind, this is the first case new to have happened. Tell me about it. For a female to not know what's going on and the dude just disappeared on her, like it don't happen that often. Usually it's the men who didn't know what was going on. They're blindsided by the deception. But if you're not paying attention to your relationship, it can happen. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It can happen. We just want to feel loved. And the thing about it is, though, men want to feel love, and they feel loved based on physical intimacy. A lot of the times, men, sometimes their love language is physical connection, which can be expressed through extreme sex. Now, the same thing, though, is that the physical connection can come from touch when you're not hitting him all the time and punching him and slapping him and kicking him and stuff like that, because women express affection through physical violence. I don't understand why women do that. Oh, when you make them bust out laughing, they throw something at you. When you scare them, they throw something at you. When you make them angry, they throw something at, like they can't express themselves without violence, probably because generation after generation are growing up in environments where watching women physically abuse men out of emotional reckless behavior is socially norm. But the fact is that if you had physical contact where the men didn't have to stand there like Superman to get hit with all these pots and pans and slippers and all this other stuff, then the man could get that fulfillment. Then likewise, women are going to close themselves off to their men when they get pissed off at the man. So, whatever he didn't do that he didn't know that he should have been doing, because he should know what to do, but he wasn't paying attention to it. The thing is that the women will ghost him, emotionally shut down. Dude gets tired of trying to kiss his girl and she's dodging his kisses and stuff. She pushing him off when he's trying to give her a hug. She won't acknowledge him when he's trying to get affection. Those moments of invalidation will cause him to get that from somebody else. So a lot of the time, subconscious behavior of women that are having basically emotional temper tantrums push away their partner. And then when their partner finds a home in another person's arms, they blame the partner for leaving, but you pushed them away. So if she feels like this scenario is fixable, then yeah, go talk to him. But don't talk to him, first and foremost, don't go through their phone. and get evidence to throw in their face. If you understand that your man cheating on you for whatever reason, because you went through his phone and found that out, that information is unsubstantiated and cannot be used in the argument of the relationship because you appropriated that information in an inappropriate fashion. So, yeah, you're right. It sounds easier to get a dog. So, since you know that he's got another woman, instead of talking to him about the other woman, find out how he feels about the relationship because he's got another woman. You don't got to talk about the other woman. You can talk about how he feels and what he's missing in the relationship so that if you start stepping up, you can hopefully convince him to back down off of this other chick and start giving you the attention that you want to have in a relationship. But I mean, if you don't give a damn if he's satisfied, you might as well bring that extra girl into the relationship because whatever you're not willing to do, this other girl is willing to do. And in order for you to keep your house in order, you STD test the chick that he's sleeping with so that you know that you ain't gonna catch no STDs when you sleep with him. The women in Dubai got a method to the madness on how they can be the fourth and eighth wife of a man, and the women ain't fighting each other. They're sharing his wealth and aiding him in becoming more wealthy. And because there's 8 women, do you think about there's 30 days out of the month? And the more women that this man has to entertain, the less time he got for you. So if you don't want to see him 3 weeks out the month, shouldn't you find him 3 other girlfriends that can entertain him when you don't want to be bothered? Wouldn't that make sense? So I was no sir, I held off until you got here because I was gonna give you the tea. I said I'm gonna give him 20 minutes past 10:30, and if he don't do it, I'm gonna give it to him. So you had 6 more minutes to get here, and I was just about to dive in. So yeah, if they did that, then they would see more improvement. Now let me tell you the tea, since Dylan is here. Let me tell you the tea to what happened. So I was on the phone. That's why I didn't start the show. And see what had happened was my homeboy, Mr. Pibbs, he called me. No, he texted me at first because I was working, but I was letting him know that he was slacking on his pimping because I seen the account went negative, and he was supposed to. Well, it didn't go negative. It's positive, but a payment came out, and then he was supposed to put money back, and he didn't put the money back. So I was like, "Hey, you got to put your money up." So he like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." Then he tells me some, oh, the reason why I didn't do it was because somebody slashed all my tires because they mad at you. And I was like, hold up. And I'm sitting over here like, wait, hold on. Fuck you mean? Let's go through this now, because this the tea. This is scooping the skinny. So what you mean? Somebody slashed all your tire because they mad at me. So he said this gives a VHS vibes. I appreciate that. Special shout. We old school, man. We old school. I want to do VHS vibes. I want to do the 400 megabytes per second instead of the HD, so that y'all can get that experience that we had back when color TV first became color. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't call him right then because I was over there getting the phone company to take $600 off my phone bill. So it happened, but it took 2 hours. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call you later, and then we're gonna work it out. So here's where the situation got good. I called him. So he tried to slide it into the conversation because I told him I'd call him back in a couple hours. When I called him in a couple hours, I was like, okay, so I told you I was gonna call you. What's been happening with you? Because you're telling me that all kind of stuff going down. So he's like, oh yeah, so somebody slashed all my tires, and now I'm working on my podcast. And he just kind of quickly went past it, like I was gonna ignore the fact that he had blamed me for his tires getting slashed. Now, after he was telling me about his viewership and his audience, because he's a gamer, and so he's trying to get some Fortnite crap set up, and I was helping him with it, tax ID information and all this other stuff. And then in the meantime, I was like, so wait, go back to the tire slashing thing, because what you mean about the tire slashing thing? So then he come back and he tell me, oh yeah, this guy that know you from way back in the day said he recognized me because I was with you one day and he had and I know him from that location, so he had slashed all my tires, and yeah, and I'm like, whoa. So let's see what's going on. Let's dig deep. So when we go to dig deep, because the dude got arrested for it and everything, so they got the guy. And I told him, with the police report, go get a receipt for all your tires and bring it to the police department, and they're going to probably give you the information for the state prosecutor. And then you take it to the state prosecutor and they'll get you some restitution for your tires. So this time, get you some brand new tires. If you would have put used tires on your car, go get brand new tires this time, because they're going to give you restitution for this property damage. But then I said, now back it up, because I said, now you can go get the police report, because they're going to have an incident report, and you can get the police report and get the name of the guy. He told me dude named Francis. Who the fuck is that? I don't know nobody by that name. He said, oh, that's some white dude named Francis. I don't know nobody by that name, bro. Then I started going through it. I said, okay, so look, you know what year we're in right now, right? Okay. Pay attention, because you're about to say what the fuck as soon as I say this. I ain't talked to nobody in his area in well over 2 years. The location where he's claiming that I met this person at, allegedly, oh no, it gets worse. Keep track. The location where he claimed that I met the person, I was at that location in 2018 to 2019. Okay, so for that person to know me from 2018, 2019, in that 12-month period of time, and hold a grudge because, and I quote, he said that before he left the location that I was at, that I told him, fuck off. That's exactly what he said that I said, that the other guy said that I said. And I'm like, hold up. The year that this allegedly went down was how many years ago? Who holds a fuck you grudge for 6 years? And then they're gonna slash your tires by association. I said, bro, you got out. This shit don't add up, man. This shit don't add up, man. Then he's like, oh yeah, he called you out by name. What name? What name he used? So, dude, give me my first name. I ain't gone by my first name in 40 years. Last time my first name was used was in a court setting or a college setting. I finished college in 18, in June of 18. Again, in college, this was not a college setting when the situation went down. So when I finished college, I went to this location. This is a place where I was working at the time. And when I was at this location, I was using my middle name, not my first name. So nobody over there would know me by my first name or my middle name, because this location, everybody had a nickname for me, because I was the dude that always had the dog with me. Like everybody jumping on a podcast calling me Morpheus. Half the people that watch the show that see my name at the bottom of the screen don't even think to call Xander, because they think I'm Morpheus. I've always got a nickname. So when he told me, I'm like, oh, you full of shit, bro. Somebody you pissed off came and slashed your tires because they recognized your car. I didn't even drive his car back then. That's the funny part. I didn't even drive his car back then. I did do him a favor in 2020, I think, when he was doing Lyft, but he had a rental car back then. That's another thing. So we're about to piece a story together. Because this is how you tell fiction from facts. I bought him the 2019 Jetta that he's driving right now in 2023. It's 2025. When he and I was in this location, he had a white Nissan Versa or a Nissan Altima that I actually got him in 2019. And his car broke. So he didn't have a car. but his car broke after the situation happened. So this person would have had to know his face. They couldn't even know what kind of car he drove, because from that alleged situation, he has had 3 cars, 2 rentals, because he was doing one with Lyft and one with Uber, and then the car I bought him that he now keeps. So that he would have changed cars 3 times since that situation. How the hell can somebody recognize your car in 25 that nobody ever seen me in, with or near, from 2019? I said, bro, you pissed somebody off, bro. That they getting you because of you, not because of me. And that's why we had a 15-minute conversation. Look, it almost took me 10 minutes to explain it. So then he tell me what really went down. Apparently, one of the customers, oh, it's suspicious, because see, what happens is that people don't take responsibility for their own behavior. They have to blame somebody else instead of telling the truth. They want somebody else to take blame for what they go through, so that they see, look at that. What's up? What's going on, Peyton Piper? See the nickname right there? See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Not one person jumped up on this show, even though it say Xander, jumped up on the show and was like, Xander, yo, what's going on? That doesn't happen. Spit some knowledge. You know I'm about to spit some knowledge. When you know I'm about to spit some knowledge. But this guy, people that, so you have conflict avoidant people who are agreeable, but they're not going to take responsibility for themselves either. So he finally told me the truth. Allegedly, something went down way back then at this place where I was at, and he took one of the customers home. Not because I told him, because he kept telling me that same shit. Oh, you told me to take him. Fuck that. I will not tell somebody I know to put another grown ass man in their car and take them nowhere. I'm not doing that. They could pay you to take them somewhere, because he would have been getting ready to start doing Uber driving, and I think he probably was Uber driving with his Altima, which is one of the reasons why the engine broke on him, and then he had to stop doing it for a while. But they would have paid you for your car, because that's not my car. I'm not going to tell, oh, take him home, and you just going to do what I say. Look. He said you pick me up from the urgent care. I ain't picking up nobody from the urgent care. You already know, if you in urgent care, my dog, I wouldn't be coming to get you till tomorrow, because I am not waiting in line. Your ass is going to be standing outside for 15 minutes until I pull up, because I am not going to be standing inside, because I am going to be to the teeth with the arm. And that's why he said, don't worry, he coming soon. Oh yeah, when they discharge you. After I know you've been discharged, I'll be on my way. What you mean? Urgent care is like 5 hours. I ain't waiting 5 hours. You would have died and I'd have ran out of gas. So then he tell the truth. He took the dude home. And then I was like, oh, okay. So what really happened was, you gave somebody a ride way back when. You cussed their ass out. They got mad at you. And now they over here trying to fuck up your car because they mad at you. So it's you. It ain't got shit to do with me. Because it can't be me. He said, hang tight, buddy, charge your phone. He said, I've been waiting in the line for like 20 minutes. Well, you're going to wait another 3 hours because I got to finish the podcast first. I'm not getting off this podcast and give nobody no ride. Soon as he said, Dylan, you already knew what was up. As soon as he said that he was waiting 20 minutes, the show been live for 40. So if you talking to the wrong one, I started the show. Once I started the show, I'm not getting up out this chair for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'll come get you after. He said, we need you on the Breakfast Club. I know. I need more of y'all diving in here when we got bullshit going on, because I can tell y'all some stories now. I can tell y'all some stories. He said, see if you can Find a seat. Daddy coming as soon as he get up. Oh, but you got to ride in the back because the dog rides in the front. Dog got shotgun. So check this out. Check this out. Now, instead of him telling the truth that way back when, around about the time when me and him used to affiliate at this one spot, that he had pissed somebody off, that person recognized him and that person slashed his tires, where he's taking accountability because of his negative behavior. He blamed me because of somebody that he affiliated with. And I'm sitting over here like thinking, man, I honest to God, okay, anybody know Florida phone numbers? I answered a incoming phone call from Florida since 2019. It goes directly to voicemail. And if you're valuable to me, I will text you back. Who would be mad at me for 6 years over a fuck you? Don't we get that in traffic every day? Don't we get that from women every week? The last time a female told you to fuck off, do you remember what her name was? Do you remember what her ass looked like? Because we don't know names, we know ass and titties. Do you remember what her ass looked like? I can tell you, most of us don't really give a shit. About 20 minutes after that fuck you happened, we completely dismissed that scenario. So whatever kind of conflict you had with this dude, this person was so mad at you that he caught your ass in your brand new car and fucked your tires up. And I'm sitting over here thinking, like, who all could I piss off? Hold on. It gets worse, Dylan. It gets worse. Florida has Florida phones. Damn right. Look, it gets worse. It gets worse. Because then I'm thinking about the people in my network. Because I'm like, wait, I bought you that Jella. And ain't nobody knew you when I bought you that Jetta. Then I'm thinking about, wait, the other people that I affiliate with, I bought the other dude the $40,000 truck he driving around. I don't got no enemies. I don't got no enemies. That man driving in a brand new 2020 truck that he ain't had to pay for because of me. I ain't got no enemies. Who gonna be mad at me to slash your tires? The person who didn't get a free vehicle from me? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You probably slept with some chick and her boyfriend came and slashed your tire. Come on, bro. Don't come over here trying to throw me under the bus. So yeah, that's what happened. That's why we were sitting here like 15 minutes after the show started. I told you I was right here. I'm chilling, but I didn't start the show. That's why, because I was still on the phone like, this is some bullshit, bro. Trying to accuse me by association. But remember we said, you got to watch the kind of people that you hang with now, because if you associate and affiliate with the wrong group, you can get caught up in their bullshit. This is why I tell y'all, you got to be accountable for yourself, and then you got to be accountable for your squad. If you don't want to be accountable for your squad, you have to set non-negotiable expectations for behavior. You will not talk to people a certain way in my presence and disrespect them, because I don't want to have to beat their ass, which would cause me to have to beat your ass when I go to jail for beating their ass. So don't disrespect them in my presence. You know, carry yourself with a higher level of integrity. Dress a certain way so that you break the stereotype. If we not looking like the Million Man March back when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X had dreams, all the black men dressing like they going to Sunday night church, if we not looking like that on the day, you ain't going nowhere with me, because I don't want you to have me fit the description of a social stereotype, and then we get hemmed up by police because you just fit the description. So we're going to set standards and expectations, and if you don't fit those expectations, you don't fit those standards, I ain't fucking with you. Because again, I don't answer my phone for nothing. So I stopped answering my phone so long ago that I stopped getting telemarketing phone calls. They don't even call me to try to sell me shit. He said, so true. We need to carry ourselves good and act right all the time. Yeah, I know we're so used to throwing on a tee and putting on some shorts and just chilling, and we don't think to ourselves. And then the funny part is we so used to doing that. One of the reasons why a lot of people don't feel comfortable with getting on the podcast is once they see the link hit the comment section, they think about how the world can see them and they realize they're underdressed. So they don't want to get on the podcast because they don't feel like they're dressed their best self to get on the podcast. But if you was ready to go out there and do some business, you should have been able to jump on a podcast. You should have been able to jump on a podcast, some kind of button-down shirt, polo shirt, something like that. You should have been able to be, until you're in bed, you shouldn't be in your bed clothes. So even if you're hanging out in your living room, you're supposed to have a dress casual level of professionalism so that somebody come to your door with business, you can open your door and still look like you mean business. You shouldn't be looking like you just got your ass whooped on Friday just because you inside of your house. Self-respect comes from you respecting yourself. You the only person that see you in the mirror when you in your house. But you should be able to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, that's a sexy bitch right there. You should be looking in the mirror like, I hope nobody see me. You know what I mean? I gotta put something on so that I can run outside and go grab a newspaper. You know what I mean? I don't hope nobody see me. Nah. You should be able to go outside with pride. If you can't open your front door with what you're wearing right now while you're watching this podcast, you underdressed. Because all the time you're supposed to carry yourself like you're ready for it. You're ready for success. Because success is going to come when you least expect it. You are not going to make an appointment with success. Success is going to pass you by and ask you if you're ready as it keep going. And if you ain't ready, success is not going to wait for you. Success is not even going to double back for you a lot of times. These females are double back so that they can get something out of you, but success is not going to double back for you. If you're not ready for success when success gets here, then you are not going to be successful. That's why they say dress the part. That's why they say pretend like you are what you want to be and all of this stuff. Fake it till you make it. Because if you are not putting yourself in the position where it looked like you got your shit together until you got your shit together, ain't nobody gonna give you the opportunity if the requirement to get this opportunity is that your shit is together. He said, I answered the door as Hung Peter. That my Chinese name the friend gave me. I think last name is first. Peter Hung. Yeah, Hung Peter. Yeah. Last name first. Peter Hung. Yeah. But that is our true to life expectation. We have to put ourselves in a position where we carry ourselves better, but we're only going to carry ourselves better if we apply ourselves to doing better. So yeah, first person accountability. My man threw me under the bus. And then he had the audacity to tell me the story like I'm supposed to. But see, if I would have been passive aggressive, if I would have been conflict avoidant, oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cause you to. Can I help you pay for your tires, man? Oh, fuck that. I have not been in your car in 2 years. Somebody slashed your tires, bro. You had that coming. Last time I was in your area, I had bought the car I was driving just so that I could swing by you. And I didn't even swing by you because you told me that your mama ain't gonna let you out to go play. You 31 years old. I ain't had time. I caught a plane back the way I was going. I ain't even talked to you that much. that just happened in October. I rolled up just to see. I was passing by folks, and I was like, "Oh yeah," because I picked up a car. Yeah, I'll come get you. Yeah, I can't. I gotta study, and I gotta. He's 31 years old, and my mama took my car, so I can't leave the house. I can't go nowhere. I sit over here thinking, but bitch, I got a car. Oh, okay. Well, if you ain't going nowhere, then I'll see you later. So you ain't even see me this year. I was in your neighborhood and you ain't see me this year. How you gonna try to throw me under the bus with that? But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that really causes me to be distant with people because at the end of the day, but see that, oh look, I'm glad you said that because you said that's why God gave us Cadillacs. But see, that's one of the first things I told him was I've been driving this Cadillac for so long. It's a gold Cadillac DTS. I told y'all the story about when the serpentine belt came off of it back in July, and I had to tow it back to the house, and that's why I was an hour late for the podcast because I was driving from Tennessee, and like a few miles up the street from the house, a serpentine belt came off. I thought I had ran out of gas, and I had the Cadillac, and I had to tow it back to the house. And then I switched to the other car and started driving the other car because I didn't want to waste no time fixing the Cadillac because I own it. I ain't making no notes on it, so I could just park it and fix it when I feel like it, right? That's the other thing I said. Well, why they slashing your blue Volkswagen Jetta and I drive a gold Cadillac DTS? That's not the same person. If we had the same kind of car, I could see you fucking up his shit, but we don't drive the same kind of car. And when I was in your neighborhood, the last time I was in your neighborhood, I had a blue Toyota Corolla. That's not the same car. It was a 2025 blue Toyota Corolla. That's not the same car. And it was the small hatchback one, not the 4-door sedan. So you're not even going to get them two mixed up neither. I'm like, come on, bro. And I wasn't even, me and you wasn't together that week. Because that whole month, I talked to you on the phone one time when I touched down, one time when you said your mama wouldn't let you come out and play, and one time when I told you I'll leave it. That was it. But with all the stuff that I do for people, I'm like, all right, I know I don't got no enemy. I know I don't got no enemy. The only people that might not like me is the people on my credit report, because they ain't get their money back in the day when I used to have the mentality of staple that shit to my credit. That's the only people that don't like me, but they're not going to slash your tires for that. They're going to repossess my car if I had notes on it. You know what I mean? But that's why you got to watch. You got to watch who you affiliate with. Now, let's go ahead and get in on some of the rest of these comments, because I know we got some. we only crossed over the first comment of the day, and that led me on my little tangent about the little girl about because she wondering why her man cheating on her with somebody else, and I'm sitting over here trying to ask her, you know, what, why you're not paying attention to your man? Because you can't. Women are not supposed to be blindsided about a man moving on in his marriage, not his relationship, his marriage. You know, you wasn't listening to him when he was telling you he was unhappy. That's why he's gone. You know, Dylan said, I mean, I say Cadillac or feet that he could walk. But that's what he's doing right now, because they slashed all 4 of his tires. He had a spare, but I mean, he had 4 flats. So he still needed to go buy 3 more tires. And that's what he did. He bought 3 tires. So now he's got the spare on and 3 tires. And now he's got to go buy a 4th tire. And that's the reason why he didn't put the money in the bank that he was supposed to put in the bank. And he could be lying about the story, you know, for all I know, because he was supposed to be putting this money into this bank account because he's using this account, and he didn't put it there. And I'm telling them, you cannot build your credit by keeping a bank account in a negative. So you know that it's going to charge you $15. Put 20 in there so that when it take out the 15, you always $5 positive. I'm teaching him how to be financially responsible. But every month when I say, hey, they took out the money and you ain't put back the money yet, he's making an excuse. Last month's excuse was, I need to pay him for his oil change and brake stuff in there. And what? And then another day, his mama lost his key to the post office box. That's not, first of all, none of that is my responsibility. That's your mama's responsibility because she drive your car, and that's your mama's responsibility because she lost your key. So if you got a job to do, and one of your goals in being successful is to keep this bank account positive, you put money in the bank account first, and then you deal with all this other stuff. Oh, I got an extra key. Well, if you got an extra key, the $80 you was about to spend on this key, you could put $20 in this account so that you can keep your account in good standards. I'm not doing shit. If you let it go under, you let it go under. I'm not going to make you be responsible. Once I told him that, he put the money in there the next day. So I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, bro, the difference between you and being responsible is the decisions that you make. And this is the reason why when we have these issues, when I'm trying to mentor somebody and they're not trying to listen, I don't fuck with them. I stop calling, I stop texting, I stop emailing, I stop going around, because I don't want to be responsible for your financial shortcomings. I don't want to have to keep playing Captain Save-A-Hole for somebody who don't want to listen. And this is a word to the women. No woman is going to want a man to spend up all her money and don't follow instructions. And no man is going to want a woman that he has to support that won't listen. When you become his financial liability, you become his responsibility. And just like the CIA protect the president by telling the president what to do, in order for your boyfriend or your husband to protect you under his financial resources, you must follow his instructions within reason. I'm not saying that you got to grovel on the floor and kiss his feet and stuff, but when he tell you to stop talking so that we don't get into a fight, so that I don't go to jail and lose my job because I'm fighting somebody in the street, then shut up. That's what when he tell you, come on, let's go, and you trying to fight this girl, then I got to bail you out of jail. Well, I say, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. He said we need to build each other up, but not to the point of being there to get out of jail card. No, you're right. The get out of jail card is that mentality. That's the hood mentality. So when we was talking about earlier this week, what was it? The black hood mentality is what they were talking about. And I was like, yeah, we need to cover that on the show. This hood mentality where you want to ride or die friend, the meaning of that ride or die friend is different than the metaphor that is being used right now. Back in the 80s and before the 80s, during the high crime scenarios, good kids would get pressured into gangs. And there was this phrase, blood in, blood out. They would beat you up. That's where the blood came in. And then in order for you to lead a gang, you had to die. The whole ride or die metaphor is you go with me and potentially die, or I kill you because you didn't go. It is not a down for whatever kind of friend. It is not the by any means necessary kind of friend. Ride or die means I don't have a choice. If I don't go with you, I'm going to die anyway. So I'm going to go with you and participate in something that I shouldn't participate in because I'm going to die either way. That's what the ride or die phrase comes from. And people don't think about that. You're not looking for a ride or die friend. You're looking for a down for whatever friend to the magnitude that they will get you out of the trouble that you could not get yourself out of without you putting yourself into irresponsible stuff. But the smarter, better, more beneficial friends that you have are the ones that will talk you out of going to that house party so that you don't have a problem. The one that'll talk you out of that street fight so that you don't have a problem. The one that'll tell you to pay the ticket so that you don't have a problem. The one that'll tell you to apologize or apologize for you so that you don't have that problem, so that you don't have to get bailed out of jail from a bad decision. We are supposed to build each other up, and mentoring across and mentoring down requires us, look, that's the T from the show. Mentoring across and mentoring down requires us to tell the folks that's riding the same ride that we riding in, sometimes we got to be a little bit more responsible for our own self. And then the people who haven't made it to where we are yet, we got to let them know that, but when you get to where I am, there are things you're going to have to do that you're not doing right now. So you need to change your decision-making skills so that you can get on my level. But there is never a scenario where the feminist movement, go girl, burn down the house, key his car, break it up with a baseball bat, set his bathtub on fire, girl, go ahead, girl, throw hot grits on them, girl. But you got to understand, if these men was pressing charges, that's criminal damage when you beat up his car, spray painting it, carving your name into the car, you going to jail for that. You set his house on fire, you going to jail for that. You throw hot grits on him, you going to jail for that. Now these girls, oh, go girl, fuck his ass up. But then that's going to be the girl that's going to come bail you out and go to court with you because you done did a bad choice. If you're not happy where you at, just leave. Don't set his stuff on fire where he could end up putting you in jail. You got to be able to make sound decisions, and you need friends that are going to make sound decisions when you don't have the capabilities to make sound decisions. Dylan said, I want a ride to go home and sleep on it, friend. I want a boring, stable, we ain't got no problems kind of friend. I want a everything taken care of kind of friend. I want a you ain't got to worry about nothing kind of friend. I want a I already did it kind of friend. That's what I'm looking for. beat you to the punch kind of friend. And I ain't talking about hitting nobody in the face. I'm talking about getting the job done kind of friend. Because we too old now. A lot of us that was born in the 80s is in our 40s or 38, 35, 37. We should not be in a position right now in our 40s talking about fighting people, slashing tires, Waffle House moments, World Star moments, going to jail. Everybody outside in Chicago should know better to stay your ass inside till the police leave. Y'all listen to the whole damn Carter 3 mixtape. Y'all watch the 98 Degrees. Y'all listen to his whole album. When the block is hot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, for you young bucks that's 18 to 25, y'all know Lil Wayne. Go listen to The Block Is Hot. What he said in them lyrics. When them boys show up, everybody run. When them boys leave, everybody come back. Exactly what he said. Avoid them at all costs. What y'all marching down the street surrounding military vehicles getting shot up? We all should be in the house. And what y'all out there in the street for? That ain't your brother and sister in the damn SUV. That's Jose Cuervo, who didn't get his passport on his way in. Why is you? If you ain't help him get his papers before they came and took him, that's like not helping your husband pay for his car before the repo man came and took it. What, you gonna get out there and shoot the repo man because they taking the car because you ain't made the payments? Cash money millionaires. They'll say, "Oh, born in 18 something or other." If your birth year started with 19, you're too old for this bullshit. Okay? It don't matter if it was 194, 196, 199, you're still too old for this bullshit. Okay? There's some bad decision making out here. If you was born in 2010, you still 16. You still too old for this bullshit. You could be tried as an adult for some of the stuff these folks are doing out here. And if you ain't got no smart friends, if you ain't got no smart ancestors, aunties, and uncles who just got out for the same stupid stuff to tell you don't do that, that's not going to end well for you, you need a new circle. You need a whole new network of people to teach you how to behave. Because we should not need that Murray Povich, that Steve Wilco, that Jerry Springer scare straight kind of stuff going on in modern 2025. You should be able to look on social media and look at all of the stuff that happened in life that is uncut, ignorant behavior, and be able to look at that and feel embarrassed for the person getting their ass whooped and say, I am not going to allow myself to be in that type of situation. Whether I'm the person that won or the person that lost, I am not going to be in that type of situation. If I got to apologize and not mean it, I am going to apologize and not mean it and walk away from not getting into an ignorant moment. I was born around carriages, had 4 horsepower. Shoo, you better than me. Cause Michael's social security number was 1. My social security number was 2. We was in high school photos with Jesus. We was all camped up on the manger. At least you had horses. We was dusting off on our feet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh Lord, here he come back. He come talking about the crash from 1929. You wasn't here, bro, Logic. I spent 45 minutes covering your topic. I had already proved to the world from yesterday, after I gave them 5 different ways to better utilize their mortgage for their house, to pay their house off better. I gave them 5 different ways. And then then around that time, maybe even before that time, I even proved to them that you was wrong. What companies was it? Bank of America, Chase, JP Morgan, all talking about we not gonna see 6,000 for the next 3 years. We might see 5,000 in the next 12 months. I proved that gold is not going to be backing XRP. I proved that that the government is not going to incorporate XRP. I proved the buy ain't going to incorporate XRP. I proved the XRP still being volatile. It's a transactional scenario where solid objects can be tokenized as like a deed, digital deed for the item, and then bought and sold across the internet. But that requires them to maintain the physical asset in order for you to exchange the token. And you can't do that with gold because, I mean, if it's backed by gold, that defeats the purpose of tokenization. I already debunked the tokenization scenario. And then I already debunked. I was going through it, bro. I was going through it. Then I was about to get into the crypto thing, and I said, "Wait, we're gonna cover crypto on Tuesday." Everything, but nothing is so. But that there you go with that stuff again. You're gonna talk about overvalue. Nothing's overvalued. Nothing is bubbled, and nothing is overvalued. We just came off of a damn depression. It's not a recession. It was a depression because everything plummeted 700% in April. And we have been slowly coming back. And before we could bounce back fully, we have another thing that happened because when we was coming back in July, he put the tariffs on again in August. And then when we started getting used to the tariffs, when he took some of the tariffs off, then we had the shutdown in October, and we're just coming back off the shutdown, and we're looking at another shutdown in January. There is no overvalue of nothing. Because all of the stuff that would be overvalued, real estate is not overvalued because the loans, the interest rates are so high right now because the houses ain't selling, the government ain't got no security. So houses ain't selling like it used to because you got to jump through hoops to qualify right now. So there is no overvaluation because of the real estate would only be overvalued in California in January when the houses was all burned down, and the ones that did get burned down was the ones that was would have been overvalued when people was willing to pay whatever it costs to not be homeless. Now in November, December tomorrow. Now in December, ain't nothing overvalued. Everything is undervalued. He said willing buyers at a fair market price. Exactly. Ain't nothing overvalued. Everything undervalued because the stock just plummeted. The stock is gonna come back up a little bit. You know what I mean? He said, hey, yeah, my house went up 250,000 in 10 years. That's super overvalued. No, that's not super overvalued. Your house went up $250,000 because houses in your neighborhood was sold for $250,000 more than what your house is worth. But if you go get you an appraiser to come and appraise your house's value would decrease because unless you've been keeping up on the maintenance of your house ain't worth shit. Your house is worth what it could be sold in comparison to houses that have been sold within the last 30 to 90 days that is equivalent to your house, but your house is not for sale. So until you get an appraiser to value your house is not that value, but it could potentially sell at that value. So the estimated sell price or the after repair value, that's what you're talking about went up $250,000. But that value goes down when somebody assesses your house, and that is called buyer credits. So all the bullshit that's wrong with your house right now is going to devalue your house if you don't fix it before you sell the house. However, the alleged after repair value can be utilized as a line of equity versus the loan that you owe, where you can get a loan on the house or remortgage the house and use that line of equity to go and buy stuff with the loan money. But that don't mean that your house is officially $250,000 more. It'll be worth $250,000 more with the current market value versus the appraised value. But if you bought your house 10 years ago for $30,000 and now it's $280,000, that's a low scale house. Depending on what state you're in, that's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And if you in California, that's a condo. And if you in New York, that's a flat. And if you in Florida, that's a 3-1 or a 2-2. So, and if you somewhere near Wisconsin, that's like a 2-2 and like 20 acres of property. So, you know, it depends. I pay for $150 for a loaf of bread is higher or lighter in your area. Yeah. My neighbor likes to sunbathe. Is it ruining my view or increasing it? Well, that depends. Are you into that? Because if your neighbor is a dude and you find that appealing, then by all means. But if your neighbor is a female and you into that, then by all means. If your neighbor is double your age and covered in wrinkles and that's not your style, they look like a dried up raisin, that might not be good. And even though that is their backyard, there is a thing called public indecency. So if you can see them, they're supposed to cover up. So if you don't like it, you can complain. But if you don't mind, I don't mind either. No, that's not true. The S&P 500 has been stable, and so has Nasdaq. So I appreciate you bringing. But you have to do a better assessment of your facts, because you've been going off of a lot of rumor, and your rumors aren't backed by anything other than probably the person that did it for clicks. Is that we're in a bubble? Just because you believe that you're in a bubble, that's when you realize that you're not in the bubble. uh you know nothing is in a bubble, so nothing is about to crash. No bonds, no stocks, no real estate. So that is false information. Do I know Miss Normus? No, I do not. Miss Enormous? No, I do not. The S&P 500 is higher than the historical average. Has been breaking record highs for 6 months straight, and so has Nasdaq been bouncing back. So the stock market is showing that particular number is showing stable. That is not showing unstable. So an increase in year over year value, which means that this time last year, the year before, it was lower than that. Actually, that means that the stock market is doing good. So just because you don't like high numbers don't mean that I don't like high profits. So while you're running from the stock market, I'm gonna buy it while it's cheap, because Dylan know he got some stocks that cost $300 a share, and I told him about some stocks that cost $3 a share. And when you think about the stocks that I told him about, that's $3 a share with 5 cents per dividend, he could buy 100 shares of the stock that I told him about and get $5 off of that stock, off of 300 shares, where he's getting $1 off of his one share for $300, get 5 times more money back for the same quantity of investment. If he's getting $5,000 a year off of his total investment, if he switched to the stocks that I told him about, then he would essentially be making 5 times more, which means that he would be indeedly making $25,000 off the same quantity of capital. That is realistic numbers. But what you're talking about, sir, that's left field, completely out of nowhere, have absolutely nothing to do with reality. If anything, in AI is going to keep going ahead. Oh yeah, AI gonna be just fine. It's gonna be stagnant a little bit, since Elon Musk and Donald Trump is not going next to one another. Oh yeah, if you set it up overnight, any trades that you want to have overnight after midnight, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, when the stock market open up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, them trades will happen while you sleep. That's why rich people are awake at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Poor people be sleep till noon. If you up doing trades before the stock market open, you're gonna be able to get yours. People in 1929 dead, bro. That's over 100 years ago. Well, not over 100 years ago, because we in 25. That's like 96 years ago. So that isn't relevant to today. 1929 thought the same thing about electricity. Same thing is happening, but it's AI. Where everybody thought that the bottled water wasn't going to go anywhere, and now everybody's got 3 bottles. I got 4 bottles of water sitting right next to the computer right now. I have bottles of water near my computer with the top on them, because I know if I knock it over, it won't mess up my computer. He said, I'm investing in retirement homes, except they work to afford a bed space. It's a win-win. Retirement homes are harder to invest in, because actually I was looking into that. And the problem that you have with retirement homes is that the cost of maintenance plus the cost of ownership of the property is sometimes less than the insurance pays for each patient. And then you have the doctors that's got to be there, the nurses that's got to be there, the medications and everything to that effect. So sometimes those retirement homes end up underwater or barring against a stone. So they don't always have a profit, but it is a good idea to look into, though, if they have rental properties where they're renting the property to the business. If you got into the business of leasing or renting retirement homes, oh yeah, you'll make a shit ton of money. And you're right, history repeats itself. That's why you back talking false truths on this show. But at least today is an appropriate day for topics like that, because we're talking about this, that, and everything in between. Because I'm going to put them to work for 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, as part of the business model. If you use the Walmart business model, yep, exactly. Janitors, housekeepers, cooks, painters, yep. And you will make a ton, or not make a ton, you'll save a ton, because instead of paying top dollar for outsourced work, you could pay them, but you could reduce their expenses by having them do like a work program, and that gives them something to do and saves you some money. Yeah, you can do that. No, sir. When you buy a house at $242,000 and 10 years later it's 441,000, that's not a bubble. That is called inflation. That is called appreciation of value. But what will happen though, if you buy it for $242,000, in 10 years it's $441,000, in 15 years it's $110,000. That, sir, is a bubble. Because what a bubble is just like a balloon. It started small, it got big, and then the bubble popped and it started over. If it started at 242 and it stopped at 441, that's increase in value. It ain't go back down. And if that's a steady increase of 198% over the course of 10 years, that is a positive investment. That's not a bubble. So you're looking at your numbers wrong. Your logic isn't logicking, bro. He said that would be the exercise for the day. Yep, have them work for food. You ain't lying. The average stock is trading at 21 times sales. That is historical highs, and people are going to lose money. Nope, that's not true. The stock market is actually selling at about 75% undervalue, and a lot of for the undervalued stocks that I found, and those are the ones that are sometimes going across the bottom of the screen. They don't have overvalued. They do have them, but they don't have that many overvalued stocks where it's a common thing that the stock market is just so overvalued that it is such a bull market right now. 2 weeks after the shutdown, that there's such a bull market going on right now that everybody's going to lose their money by Christmas. That's a false statement. There's no news there for that. No truth behind that. Tell me, why is Warren Buffett sitting on record amounts of cash? Because Warren Buffett don't listen to you. That's why Warren Buffett is sitting on record amount of cash. Because Warren Buffett got Pepsi Cola and shit. That's why Warren Buffett got an infinite amount. Because Warren Buffett and Donald Trump, back when you wasn't old enough to know what investment looked like, was investing in stuff that you took for granted. And now that stuff has become successful, now you are making tons of cash. They making tons of cash. You wish you had the cash. That's the reason why. I said, where you at? I'm in at. Where you at? Hiding in Bin Laden's cave. Funny. Why he don't have to be invested. He don't have to be invested. Why Nick Cannon not dropping albums no more? He don't got to be invested. He ain't got to do nothing else. He already a millionaire, if not a billionaire. He don't need to do nothing else. Why is he sitting on so much cash if you say the market is good? He's sitting on cash because he can. He made his money. He made his multi-millions of dollars by investing into the stock market, because that's where he got his money from. He didn't get his money from XRP. XRP didn't exist back then. He didn't get his money from Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't exist back then. He got his money from the stock market. The same place that you're trying to run from. Tripping. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he sold all his stocks and he's sitting on gas. He ain't sitting on no gas. He ain't sitting on no cash neither. Leading people the wrong way, but I appreciate your opinion. I am telling people the one thing you're not telling them. My recommendation: anybody who don't believe what I tell them, go ask the Google lady, hey Siri, go see what Xander's talking about, and then when you get the scoop and the skinny, you will verify what I'm telling you. Everything I say on the show is peer review. Michael's watching and listening, and if I say something wrong, Michael's gonna correct me. He's gonna throw the facts in the comment section. He might even throw sources and links in the comment section to prove what we talking about. But when I tell you guys the truth, I bring you guys facts and logic. My facts and logic is backed by the exact same sources you can go get and get the same information. So you go check on them stocks. When I tell you Orchid Island is under $10, Dylan can verify it. It's under $10. Prospect Capital under $3. Dylan can verify it's under $3. Orchid Island is 12 cents a share. Prospect Capital is 5 cents a share. But if you can buy 3 cents of Prospect Cap, 3 shares of Prospect Capital for the same one price of one Orchid Island, you're getting 15 cents for the same $15 that you would have been getting 12 cents. And if it's less than $3 a share, if he's got a stock option that's worth $300, and I'm telling him that Prospect Capital is worth less than $3, he can get 100 shares for 1 share. So instead of him getting $1, he can get $5. And that means that he can do the research and say, okay, I could sit my money in this scenario, and it goes from him getting paid once a quarter or whatever to get paid every fucking month. So if you get $25,000 a month, or not a month, you get $25,000 out the year instead of $5,000 out the year. Now you're looking at getting something closer to $1,200 to $1,500 a month paychecks. Or for $25,000, you're looking at $2,200 a month paycheck from the same stock option that I'm talking about that paid more money than the one that he got. And then what I told him, I didn't tell him to sell what he had. What I told him, take the profits and start buying into something else and diversify, not by selling your portfolio, but by taking new money and adding it to the new stocks you didn't know about, so that you got the stability from the one that you're comfortable with, but you got the extra revenue from the ones you didn't know about. So I didn't even tell him to get rid of his plan. I told him add to it to make it better. Anybody who is out there for your success is not going to tell you to give up on your dreams. They're going to tell you what you need to know so that you can be better than what you was. Anybody that is out there for you to succeed is not going to tell you drop everything and run. They're going to tell you how to set it up so that you can weather the storm. They're going to tell you how to set it up so that you can be successful. They're not just going to, drop it all and go into this hypothetical. It's a hypothetical and it's not backed by nothing. But the research I've been following, I've been doing this research all year, and everything I tell you is true. Everything I tell you is factual. And when he go look at them stocks, he gonna be like, "Yup, still factual." Average doc 20 times sales. So real estate in the bubble. Real estate's not in the bubble because real estate down right now. The real estate is in the bubble when it is a bull market, when all the houses are selling. When it's a seller's market, there's got more people buying houses than people having houses built to be sold, and people ain't able to finish the houses because of the tariffs that cost the extra money on the import-export, the extra tariffs on the kitchen cabinets and couches and all this other stuff that's costing the real estate developers more money to build the house and delaying construction. Then all of the immigrants being deported that were construction workers, that's reducing the labor pool in real estate, that's delaying the projects. This ain't no bull market. This ain't no bubble. The stock that you talking about right now got so much shit going on with it. This stock is not going to be able to bubble. If it runs stagnant, that's about all it's going to do. It's not going to be able to bubble. But I appreciate you stopping by every couple of times, every other day or so. You stop by, you try to find some real stuff next time and dive in, and then we'll talk about it. But let's touch base with some of the other ones. We got a few.
My girlfriend wants to break up because she thinks I'll cheat. How do I change her mindset? My girlfriend and I have been together for about 6 months. We met our freshman year of college because she was in my, now former since I moved, roommate's friend group. We were sort of friends before, but we didn't become friends until we found out we were trying to move to the same city after graduation about a year ago. We became friends and I quickly fell in love with her. She's so sweet, pretty, smart, and any other good adjective. I didn't tell
Mm-hmm.
her until after a few months of harboring these feelings, and she thankfully felt the same. We've been dating, and it's been incredible. It's the best relationship I've ever been in, and she's literally my dream woman. But she has
Mm-hmm.
anxiety regarding relationships. She's only been in one other long one, and she has trust issues. But I
Okay.
already knew this before we got together. I got an opportunity to go abroad for work for a few months, and she pushed me to take it even though we'd miss each other. I leave in mid-December and come back mid-April. We were
Okay.
together and she looked super upset. So I asked her what's up, and she told me that she doesn't know if she can handle me being away because of her trust issues. She said she loved me but can't stop the way her brain works even if she desperately wants to. She told me not to ignore the opportunity and go abroad, but her mental health can't take it. I have no clue what to do. I love her so much, and I don't want to lose her. This is the
Okay.
first time I genuinely want to marry someone I'm dating. Sorry, past
Yep.
GFS. And I can't bear the thought of losing her. I know it's only been a short time together, but I seriously feel confident ABT this. If I have to, I guess I'll get over it. But I really don't want to. Is there anything I can do? Convince her to go to therapy, maybe? I don't know.
He said, "Give her a baby." I mean, that's not gonna stop her train of thought, but that'll give her some guarantees. Here's the thing: her insecurity is the problem. That ain't your problem. That's her problem. So your best bet, but giving her a baby, that's giving you more problems because she's not. Okay, so here's the thing: you're going abroad for work. You're only gonna be gone for 6 months. She's got two options. She can either trust you, or she can go with you. Because the third option is that she can break up with you, and that's what it sounds like to me. She's using the well, no, that's how you save yourself from the baby. But she, if you take her with you, she's going to be part of your financial responsibility. You're going to be gone for 6 months. You might going to have to abandon your apartment, put everything in storage because you're not going to fly all that stuff to another country, and you have to pay for that stuff in storage for like 8 months, so that when you come back, you got 2 months to find you another place to go when you come back. If y'all gonna do that, or she gonna stay here, hold the fort down. Y'all gonna talk virtually on a regular basis when you're not at work, maintain a relationship until you come back. Or she's using the fact that you're going out of town so that she can break up with you. Because whether or not you're happy in a relationship, her insecurities got her unhappy in a relationship. And if she can't watch you like a hawk, she don't want to be with you. You got some people who are not good for long distance relationships. You got some people who are not emotionally stable for long distance relationships. And if they can't handle a long distance relationship, then they're not going, once you go away, they will not stay with you. So she's not going to tell you give up on your dreams, give up on your passions, give up on your promotion. No, go do you, but go do you away from me. So she is telling you it's time for y'all to break up. Now, you don't want to break up with her. You're going to have only one choice: stay here and be miserable about the fact that you gave up on a good opportunity, which is going to harbor resentment. And y'all are going to end up fighting about it because you're going to snap at her and you're going to treat her a certain kind of way. She's not going to like the way she treated. She's going to stop treating you right. Then y'all going to break up. You're not going to have the girl and you're not going to have the job. If you got a woman that is worth marrying, she is going to be as supportive of your financial success as any woman would expect a man to be supportive of a woman's financial success. Therefore, if you have this really good job opportunity and she can't trust you to be in a different country without her, then she should pack her damn bags too. If there's enough money between the two of y'all to pay the bills until you come back, y'all could turn off the lights, turn off the water, park the cars, cover them with tarps, tie the tarps down, hop the plane together, fly to another country, and then come back and turn the lights back on when y'all get back. She could use that as a 6 month vacation. If you making enough money to take care of the both of y'all, then at the end of the day, she can quit her job, find herself another job, get her a skill in another country that she can use on her resume when she get back and get her a better job. But any person, male or female, that is that emotionally insecure that you cannot be successful because you're afraid of hurting their feelings, that person shouldn't be in a relationship and you should not be holding yourself back with that. Dylan, you say it's a tough choice, and I'm not gonna lie, it is. But technically it's not. It's a tough choice because your emotional attachment, your financial investment, your physical investment. You don't want to give up on that. All of the dreams that you have built over this short period of time. Because remember, they've been together for about 6 months now. It ain't been no long time. It ain't no 2 year, 10 year time. Even less than a year. And the thing is that while they're together, you making all these future plans. You don't want to give up on them future plans. But if you stand on your non-negotiable expectations for behavior, you want a supportive woman. A supportive woman is not a woman that has to pay the bills. A supportive woman is a kind of woman that does what needs to be done in an appropriate fashion to aid you in your success so that you can share your success with her. And if you sharing your success with her can aid her in being more successful, her success came from her affiliation with you. Now, if she ain't stable, you will never be able to marry her, because even if you go out of state, out of the country and come back, even if she's still here when you come back, even if she's still here and she didn't cheat on you when you come back, her insecurity is going to lead to, let me check your emails, let me check your phone numbers, let me look in your DMs, let me smell your dick, let me GPS track you. All of this stuff to prove to her that you are not going to behave the way the last man behaved. I'm going to tell ladies and gentlemen right now, if you in a relationship right now, male or female, where your partner has repetitively compared you to any number of exes that they have dated in the past, your relationship is already over. It's already over because you are not enough. The one that they wanted is the one that got away. That's the one that they wanted. You are the consolation prize, and they are not satisfied with the consolation prize. They went to the dealership to get them a Hellcat and got them a Hyundai. They are not satisfied. And at the end of the day, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you will never be enough. You are going to start resenting the fact that they don't appreciate, validate, or compensate. And then your resentment is going to turn into retaliation, and then their retaliation to your retaliation is going to lead you to feel worse until y'all fighting and arguing all the time, and then y'all are going to break up because y'all can't remember the last time y'all got along, but you can remember the last 5 fights y'all got. But you can't remember the last time you recognized that this relationship wasn't supposed to be kept. It was supposed to be discarded. But I know that you're going to go back to that one day that you was on this show when I told you so. Dylan said comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison isn't the only thief of joy. If she appreciated what she had, she would not have nothing to compare it to. You know, the richest people in the world are in prison. Born in prison, live in prison, die in prison. You ain't never seen nothing on the outside of prison. If your life is inside of these 4 walls, you ain't got nothing to complain about. You're always fed, you're always clothed, you're always bathed. No responsibility. Richest life in the world. Truthfully, when you start putting tangible and non-tangible expectations to society, comparing your life to the life of someone else, the life on social media, the life that you imagined, and what you have is not what you thought you wanted or what you actually wanted, you will be disappointed because your expectations are not reality. So comparing me to somebody else, that's the quickest way to get replaced, because I'm not going to tell you, don't compare me to nobody else. I am going to show you that you can't compare me to nobody else. Not by grandstanding and doing extra stuff and buying you lavish gifts and all this other stuff. By walking the fuck away. The moment that I am in a conversation with the female and she say, you remind me of my ex, that is when I'm going to do exactly as her ex did and leave her ass. I am not going to try to prove to her that I'm never going to leave her no matter what, because when you put that no matter what on the back end of it, that means that she can abuse you psychologically, emotionally, physically, and you ain't going nowhere. I am not going to volunteer to be the Tina Turner in this relationship so that you can take all of your frustrations from your last relationship out on me. If you are not going to worship me and the ground that I walk on the way you want me to worship you and the ground that you walk on, you and I will not get along. Because just like we talked about 45 minutes ago, about two of the people that I know that I'd have bought brand new cars for in the last 5 years, I take care of my people. I take good care of my people. I shouldn't. I learned that's financially wasteful. Will I do that again? Hell no. But I know that I can tell you that between his $25,000 car and the other guy $45,000 car, and these were dudes. These wasn't females that I was sleeping with. These are my road dogs. The people that aided me in being successful. That I can look at almost $100,000 worth of vehicles that I share with the squad. If I'm in a relationship with a woman that's not going to put me first, she ain't getting shit. Because I can't find value in her. We got a few more, but I appreciate you staying here. I'm gonna put up Monday tonight. I'm gonna put up Monday tomorrow when I wake up. But I'll see you tomorrow, Dylan. I appreciate you stopping by because I know it's that time of night. Let's get on to the next one.
I've been lonely in my relationship for at least 2 years now, maybe longer. We are going through a breakup, but until I find a place, I'm still living in the same house. We have a roommate and I hear him talk on the phone to his GF, they're long distance. And I'm just so lonely. I have 2 young kids, so I'm pretty busy during the day, but after they go to bed and I have my, me, time, I'm just sad and lonely. My ex works afternoons and nights, so he is never home. I don't have many friends. I also don't want to bother people. I'm afraid that once I get my own place, the loneliness is gonna get even worse. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years now, and eventually I know I'll meet people and go back to work, but I'm like afraid to talk to people. I've been made to feel like I'm annoying and people don't like me, and I say stupid things by my ex. He told me on multiple occasions that I have a horrible name. That out of all the names in the world, my mom picked one of the worst ones. I can't even introduce myself to people because I can't even say my own name anymore. Like I smoked some weed, so now I'm just sad and rambling. I know it'll be better and I'm excited to actually have my own place, but going through this and trying to figure shit out sucks.
Okay. Yeah. If your name is Karen, you're probably not going to like it. Not after we done coined the name Karen as a negative thing. You just got to deal with that. You, being a single mom, are not going to have a social life. Because a good parent is going to prioritize the children. Not going to prioritize themselves. So till them children is between 16 and 18 years old, when they start doing their own thing, you're not going to have a life. You're going to go to work, especially if you're living in a house by yourself. You're going to go to work, come back to the house, and take care of the children's needs. The only friends you're going to have is a friends on the job. And maybe the babysitter. If the babysitter's not a relative. You're not, because you're going to be working a full-time job to take care of the kids, you're not going to be able to make friends with the neighbors. And when you're at the house, you're not going to want to be bothered. So, I mean, if you really wanted to get out there and build you a social life, you would fix this relationship with your ex, but your ex can't afford to live by himself. That's why y'all got a roommate. That's like Three's Company. You, your ex-boyfriend, and the roommate. The three of y'all pooled y'all money together because y'all couldn't afford to live by yourself. Once you start paying for yourself by yourself, you ain't going to be worried about being lonely because you're going to be too goddamn tired from struggling all the damn time. But how do you fix that? You can socialize with people, strictly platonic. Women do that all the time. I would recommend that you not try to make male friends until you reach that point where you're able to socialize with them and not be emotionally involved. But then you want to make sure that you turn to the female best friends that are going to positively motivate you to be better. That would help. The next thing that you have to think about is that if you're going to prioritize your kids, put all your effort into work, double overtime. Teach your kids how to invest. Teach your kids how to save. Put some that way when they get older, they might respect you enough to retire you from working where you can spend the rest of your life not having to go nowhere. Then you can go and find people to go play mahjong with, go play pinochle with, go play cards with. But you shouldn't be in a situation where you 2 years and you lonely because your ex in the house with you and you don't want to make up with them. Typically, the reason why y'all end up in situations like that is because you broke up with him. He didn't break up with you. You don't want him because he don't want to do what you want, but you don't want to do what he need, and you unhappy. But you unhappy. He going to work and he making it work. When your ass leave, he gonna cover your ends if he not covering your ends already. He probably gonna save money because he not wasting money on you. Sad to say, you the problem in this dynamic. You could do better, but you choose not to. You sitting over here wilding talking about some I smoked a blunt and I'm just rambling. No self-respecting, high-value man is gonna be sitting over here dealing with a depressed junkie. That's is what it is. That's what it sounds like. That don't mean that that's what you are, but that's what it sounds like. A depressed junkie. At the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that you got to stop wasting money on drugs. Invest that money somewhere, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate, somewhere, and turn you some profits off of it. Stop wasting your time on what other people doing because you sitting over here thinking about your roommate, not even your ex, your roommate's girlfriend on the phone with him instead of minding your own damn business. You need to be trying to figure out a way to get your shit together because you are fresh out of a relationship still dealing with your ex in your ex's house. You are not making good decisions right now. You need to fix yourself first and then change how the people behave around you and then have your network for you. That way, if you do end up with somebody else, that person should, supported by your network, be a longer lasting relationship. But for you to be broke up for 2 years and you still living with your ex, your ass ain't really trying to go nowhere. He don't care if you leave or not because y'all probably still sleeping together. But if you still living with your ex after y'all broke up 2 years ago, you might as well just get off that horse and just either get back with him or, just pay some rent. Save you some money here raising kids. Because your roommates will babysit the kids. I don't know. But that's the chaos behind not being able to afford stuff. Let's go ahead and take on the next one.
I, 28M, think my girlfriend, 27F, might be cheating and I don't know how to confront her. My girlfriend and I have been together for 3 years and living together for 2. A few weeks ago, she asked if we could live separately for a month because she needed some alone time. I asked her if she wanted to break up, but she said no. Today, while she wasn't home, I needed a suitcase for a meeting. I rarely use luggage, so I grabbed a random one. When I opened it, I found a gift bag inside with a plushie and a writing on the bag that said, "You had me at hello. I love you, I know. I'm almost certain it's not for me. I've never seen the movie the character is from, and she knows that. It doesn't make sense that it's from a friend either, as she wouldn't hide it from me. Combined with her wanting space out of nowhere, my mind is going to dark places. But at the same time, I don't know if this is enough to confront her about cheating. Part of me wants to wait until Christmas to see if she gives it to me, but I honestly don't think I can pretend nothing's wrong for that long. I don't want to accuse her unfairly, but I'm really confused and anxious. How do I even bring this up?"
Okay. If you want to see if that Christmas gift is for you, you went in there to get a suitcase. So this wasn't, don't pay attention, private space like cell phones. And you grabbed a suitcase and there was some stuff in it. You can take that stuff out the suitcase because it was a random suitcase, put it on the table, go to work, do what you got to do, come back to the house, See what she does with the plushie toy. If she don't comment about the plushie toy, you can comment, that was a cute toy. I seen it in the bag when I was trying to get my stuff together for work. You can ask her, who's it for? Was she planning on surprising somebody with it for Christmas? Because she could have got it for one of her best friends. It doesn't necessarily have to be for her, you know? And then depending on her responses, you either know that she's going to tell you the truth or you know that she's going to lie. If she tell you that it's for her, that it was gotten for her, who got it for you? If there's no secrets, she should be able to tell you who got it for. If it ever ends up, if an answer is, oh, just some guy, it ain't important, she cheated. Now, from the other dynamic, if she wants 30 whole days of space, not 2 hours, not today and tomorrow, 30 whole days of space, she cheating. If she wants to move out into a separate space, she can go whenever she wants to go. But when you leave, make sure that you take everything that you can carry, because you will not come back to get anything else, because everything you leave behind will be gone before you make a second trip back here. So if you want 30 days to yourself, you will end up with 30 years of not me. Now, that's a choice that you're going to make. Because if you want to see what this other dude is like for 30 days, you want to move into your own place. You telling somebody else that I'm your roommate, not your man. And then you're going to lead me to believe that everything is fine in the relationship until you get financially stable with another man that you have lust for right now, not even a real emotional connection. And then you're going to use that transition into your own place as the catalyst to break up. Then afterwards, we're going to go from seeing each other every day to seeing each other once a month. And then, oh, it just happened. No, you planning it. You planning your escape route by navigating behind the scenes and then promoting separation. We are supposed to be growing closer together. If you need a vacation, tell me the vacation and we will take a vacation together. But if you need 30 days away from me, we need to break up. Because if I'm not causing you pain, emotional, psychological, or physical pain, if I am not causing you pain, there is no reason why you need 30 days of space from me. And if I am causing you pain, we need to break up, because you should not be in a relationship with somebody that's causing you pain. So I don't even feel like we need to even discuss the toy. I need to discuss the fact that you want to go live somewhere else for just 30 days and come back. What hotel you plan on checking into for 30 days? That make no damn sense. So as soon as she said she was going to go live somewhere for 30 days, well, sweetheart, you can leave on the 1st. I'll write you a notice to vacate. But you leave on the 1st. That's tomorrow. That's today, because it's the 1st right now. You can leave on the 1st. And come New Year's, sweetheart, the locks will be changed. And all of whatever's left of you will be gone. There will be no memories, not even in the memory banks of my phone. I will block your number and your social media platform. Talking about some relationship status complicated. Fuck out of here. No. If you don't know what to do, leave. The fact is that you can work on your relationship, but working on your relationship requires the two of y'all to communicate about what the hell the problem is. If she needs 30 days of space, there's clearly a problem. If she's not willing to communicate that problem, she seriously need to go. But if she's going to communicate the problem, then she can talk to you about what the problem is, and then you can see what you can do on your end to contribute to the repair and improvement of the relationship. But if she coming with that bullshit about, oh, I just want to do it just for the sake of, nah, she cheating. She cheating. But we're not going to make it your idea. You're going to say, all right, yeah, you go. And then when she go, that's just it. Ain't no coming back. Oh, I thought I could come back. No. Because that's using you as a safety net. She's going to go out there and smash somebody and live the life of Riley. And then after she finished doing that, then when she missed you, because you're the stability, she already got her excitement. Then she's gonna tiptoe back over there and try to have a cake and eat it too. Nah, that's all right. If you got to choose between the two of us, I will help you decide by removing myself out of the choice list. That's how that goes to work. Let's go ahead and get on the next one.
She put her hands on my 7-year-old brother. My 7-year-old brother shared yesterday that our mom grabbed him by his shirt and used her arm to throw him. He said he was genuinely scared she would hurt him more because of how heated she was. I believe him since I've heard how she lashes out at him daily, even when he cries she doesn't stop. When my brother told me, I was horrified. I mean, it's been years since she got physical with me. I thought she was past that now. I told him if it happens again he should tell me right away, or better yet his school counselor. Is there more I can do? Should I go to the authorities right now or wait? It feels wrong to wait, but I feel like they'll need more.
Well, we got a lot of people that are going to be mad about what I'm about to say with this one. So let me tell you something. Back when we was kids, it's the latchkey kid era. Back when we was kids, we did what our parents told us to do, or we got our ass whooped. Period. With whatever was nearby. Spoon, spatula, skillet. We got belts, whips, paddles, extension cords, coat hangers. Go get me a switch. We used to get ass whoopings when we didn't follow what we was doing. And when all else failed, we had the front hand and the back hand. The front hand was way worse than the back hand because you only got so much room with the rubber band pop. But with the front hand, you got gravity and the forward smack. And if they catch you right there in the thing, you get the echo. Have your ears ringing. Now, you telling me your brother got chucked across the house. Mama grabbed him with one arm, and I'm imagining it like from Street Fighter when Blanca grabbed that dude and flips. You know what I mean? I'm sitting over here imagining like Mama grabbed him like Big Show, just like boom. You know what I mean? And you're gonna try to pin it up and make it seem like, oh, you know, it's abuse. It's abuse. It's abuse. That's what it's abuse. But discipline and abuse is two different things. Your mama told you to get up and go in the other room, and you didn't get up and go in the other room, and she made you get up and go in the other room, even if your feet came up off the ground. You don't have to like it, but there's a level of respect to authorities that a lot of people forgot. If she say get off the game, if you can't give me 60 seconds to save this spot and save the game, then just turn that bitch off and pick it up where you left off the last save file. If you know your mama gonna come while you playing the game and interrupt your game with some bullshit, you need to make sure that every chance you get that you hit the save file. Every time you hear your mama footstepping, you want to start getting ready to save the game. Because you know that when she come up in here, she about to put you to work. So as soon as the door open, I'm getting off the game right now, mama, and just get off the game. You feel me? There should never be a scenario where an adult has to get aggressive with you because you don't follow instructions. There should never be a scenario where an adult has to raise their voice at you because you don't respect their authority. But children believe that they don't have to be told nothing. They can do whatever they want. But you can't. There's freedom within limitations. You do whatever you want in life after you've done what you were told. And whatever you are told not to do, that's the things that you're not allowed to do. So your decisions are limited to what your parents tell you is okay for you. And then anything above that, you can do whatever you want. So if you feel like they closed fist punching your little brother and your brother ended up in the hospital, if you feel like he got bruises, if you feel like he getting his clothes ripped off and all this other stuff, and it is something that's that serious where you got to get a state agent involved, yeah. Tell a guidance counselor, tell a teacher, tell a principal, call a police officer. But if you just don't want to be told what to do, you talking back to your parent, you ignoring your parent, and your parent come after you for that, you had that coming. The same way these folks get out here and disrespect the police, and then the police be beating their ass in the street. Exactly the way you're getting disciplined by your mama right now because you're not following instructions is exactly the way when the police officer told you to get out the car and you don't get out the car and they snatch you out the car. and punch you and kick you and mace you and handcuff you and hit you 3 more times after they handcuffed you is exactly the way your mama chucking you across the house. If you don't want to be throwed, when your mama told you get up off your behind and go in the other room, you get up off your behind and go in the other room. For whatever reason. We see it on TV because it's the polite thing to do when the parents say, oh, you want to go in the other room and get something to drink, or you want to go in the other room and go and make some dinner, or you want to go in the other room and get ready for dessert, or oh, it's time for you to go to bed, little Billy. And as if that's how adults talk to kids. That's not how adults talk to kids. At best, you will have one adult tell everybody else in the room, give us the room. You're not gonna be told, excuse yourself from the table. They're gonna tell everybody get out of the room right now. That's what you're gonna hear. And if you don't get out the room, they're gonna make you get out the room. Whoever stay in the room is in trouble with the authority figure in the room. So, you wondering like, oh, mama's on the mean street. You wasn't listening when you was younger, and your sibling ain't listening now. And then y'all wonder why these folks out here getting their ass whooped by the police. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all not going to like this. Rodney King wouldn't have stole that car. He wouldn't have got his ass whooped. There are some things that should not happen no matter what you do in this world. But actions have consequences, and had you not done what you wasn't supposed to do, you would not have been in a position to have negative consequences occur that was beyond your tolerance levels. You have to do what you know is right. Stand up for what you believe in, defend that by any means necessary, and accept the consequences of your actions before you perform the action. So, if the situation doesn't end in your favor, you will be held accountable, whether you want to or not. You take a life, when they find a body, they're going to come find you. It might be this year, it might be 10 years from now, but when they come get you, you know it's time. They catch you with that minor's pregnant. As soon as they do the DNA test, you know what's going to happen next. The fact is that if you are in the middle of doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, when you get caught, you will have to atone for that. So as children, when your parents catch you going against their authority, whatever happened to you, you had that coming. Now, going forward, follow instructions. You should not get throwed for no reason. But if you getting throwed because you didn't move fast enough, you need to move faster. That's how you resolve that problem. When you're following instructions and still getting your ass whooped, that's when you call the police. That's when you call the guidance counselor. That's when you call the social worker. But if you're not following instructions and you're getting your ass whooped, take them ass whoopings like a champ, or start following some damn instructions. Because if y'all was taught how to behave, y'all wouldn't be disrespecting these public school teachers that ain't getting paid enough to be your damn nanny. So let's go ahead and touch base on the next one.
My partner and I can't stop fighting. My partner and I are getting married in April next year. Wedding planning, uni, and work at the same time isn't easy. Not to mention we are planning to move in together after marriage, so I also have that to figure out, apartment hunting, furniture shopping, and all that. I've noticed that every day we fight about many things, and it's been getting more and more ridiculous. Just a little bit ago we argued about what our wedding invitations are going to look like. Everything he says is infuriating me and vice versa. Advice?
Don't get married. They got these TV shows out there perpetrating a fraud, talking about some bridezilla. who you are before you get married is who you are after you get married. If you are not cooperative, you are not ready to be married. Y'all are scheduled to get married next year. Y'all need to give yourself a 3-year hiatus and take 2 years of family therapy. If you cannot compromise with your partner, if you will not follow instructions, if you are not willing to flex for your partner, at the end of the day, you do not need to be married to your partner, because the way y'all fighting about this wedding, it is as important to you as it is to your partner. It's going to be the way y'all going to fight about every decision in the marriage, because you're not trying to find a middle ground. You are just trying to win the argument. You are off to a bad start, especially since you're talking about every time, not every now and again, because y'all not going to agree on everything, but y'all will work it out if y'all have a team spirit scenario. But if y'all are fighting over everything where you gotta get your way, and if you don't get your way, you're gonna argue your partner down until y'all either give up arguing or you're going to win the argument, you are not ready for marriage. Stephen said, if a woman acts like a bridezilla, a divorce date is coming soon afterwards. Exactly. If you are behaving like this right now, before we got married, I just saved myself a bunch of money on non-refundable reservations, because we are not getting married. I am not calling off the wedding because I ain't telling nobody there's going to be a wedding. If we can't agree before the invitations go out, because you just used the example, we arguing over the invitation. So ain't nobody even been invited to the event yet, and we arguing. We arguing like we ain't got no damn common sense. Oh no. Oh no, because if you don't end up in a divorce, then I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be miserable, because men want peace in their relationship. Some women want peace in their relationship, but more often than not, women want to be acknowledged as the one that's right. More often than not, women want to be recognized as the one in charge, but they don't want to be the responsible one in the relationship that has to do the collateral damage. The one that has to sacrifice themselves for the success of the relationship. They have to be the one that receives. And that's an issue, because the leader doesn't receive, the leader gives. The one that's in charge gives everything they got to protect and provide for everybody else. The dependents in the relationship receive. That's why they don't have no authority. You get what I give you. And whatever you ask for on top of that, again, you get what I give you. You pay the cost to be the boss. So if y'all fighting, that is a telltale sign that shortly after that marriage, you're either going to have affairs happening, or a divorce, or a toxic relationship where y'all going to be together for a while, fight, break up, get back together, be together for a little while, and y'all going to keep doing that until y'all just agree that this was never going to work. I'm not getting married for the sake of your friends. I'm not getting married for the sake of your family. I'm not getting married to put on the front. My first marriage in life will be my last marriage in life. And it is in my power, within the confines of the law. One of us should die from old age. Old age. That should be it. If it ain't that, if we for some reason manage to get into a divorce, there will not be another marriage. This is the first and the last. So if you want to be the wife, behave that way. Wives don't talk back. Wives negotiate. Wives compromise. Wives find solutions that both parties can reasonably agree to. Wives don't argue. Wives communicate. Children argue. Children talk back. Girlfriends that are wife material find solutions to the problem before they bring you the problem so that you can verify that their solution is acceptable. But women that are fighting you so that they can be the winner of the argument, they're not wife material. So if you're marrying somebody that's arguing with you just for the sake of arguing with you, save whatever money that can be refunded in this marriage and stop. We can be friends. We can keep dating until you change and improve, but we are not getting to that marriage phase. Think about this. Think about this. Think about this. Going from being a girlfriend to being a wife is like going from being an hourly employee to being a salary employee. Do you think your boss would promote you if you talking back to your boss before the promotion? I believe that if you start running your mouth to your boss, you went from an hourly employee to a salary employee, and you start running your mouth to your boss will fire your ass before you get the promotion. If you running your mouth to your husband and he's the one paying for the wedding, that's the other thing. What y'all arguing for? The person who paying the bill is the one that made the decision. I don't give a fuck if it's him or her, because she can pay $150,000 for her own damn wedding and I can just show up. But if I'm paying $150,000 for this wedding, why are you arguing with me about what I'm paying for? You would not want me to tell you what to do with your money. Why are you telling me what to do with mine? Mutual respect, uniformity. So if y'all not getting along right now, it is time to stop while you still ahead. Y'all can compromise, y'all can work it out, or shut this shit down before you waste a bunch of money. Because what is worse? Telling your network that you canceled the wedding, or telling your network that you're getting a divorce? Telling your network that you realized before you got into this that this was not going to work, or telling your network that you failed at being a good wife? Which one is more embarrassing for you? That's what you need to think about. I think we got one more. Let's check on this next one.
My girlfriend said she is tired of wasting her time with me. My girlfriend told me that she is tired of wasting time, that she really wants me to be the one, but that my inaction bothers her, and she doesn't want to waste any more time. Meanwhile, I am finishing my engineering degree and trying to get training whenever I can, all so that we can have a peaceful life and not have to deal with minimum wage. In the end, I feel like none of my actions are enough for her. Maybe I should do more. I know I can give a little extra, but it still hurt a lot that she thinks she's wasting her time with me. It's as if the time I invest in her isn't worth it either. What do you think? I'm asking here because I don't have anyone else to talk to about it.
I got you on that. First and foremost, $150,000 for a wedding is wild. I would never spend that much neither. But they got the people. You got to think about this. A lot of the times they want you to spend 1/3 of your income on the engagement ring and almost the same amount of money on the marriage. If you're making $100,000 a year, they expect the wedding ring to be $25,000. They expect the reception to be $50,000 to $75,000. Broke people can have a wedding inside of $5,000 to $10,000, and the average middle class family has a wedding about $40,000. That's a brand new fucking car. How can you build up all of this money to pay for a wedding, but you can't build up all of this money to just buy you a Toyota Camry and not have to be dealing with your car breaking down on a regular basis? Why are you able to spend $40,000 on a wedding, but you can't spend $40,000 on buying a house? I don't understand. Why don't y'all just spend $75 at the Justice of the Peace and just get the tax identification stamp and then just put that 40 grand towards a damn house and just get a mortgage together? Just be, you feel me? Just live together and cut with the bullshit. But they're put on this show for the wedding, and they for real. It's $150,000 for these weddings right now. These a lot of these weddings ain't cheap. And one of the reasons why the wedding is so expensive is because the women pick the venue, and that is a very popular venue that you got to be on the reservation list for 2 years before you get the venue. Non-refundable. They got to get this expensive ass dress that they're only going to wear once in their life. And sometimes they own it because it's got to be alterations on it. They don't rented. And then a lot of the outfits they pay for the groom and the groomsmen and the bridesmaids and the all of this other stuff. Then you got to get the reception. And depending on what kind of reception you have, that make it even more expensive. Because if you're doing steak, lobster, and champagne, and how many people show up, because guess how many people showing up for the man, his homies. Guess how many people showing up for the woman, the entire south side of the Bronx, everybody coming. So she putting on a show for the neighborhood. When you start talking about $150 a plate or $150 per seat, and you start talking about 500 people coming to the show, that's a $150,000 wedding, right? So that she can impress her network to spend 2 hours out the day to say I do. Now, for all intents and purposes, whoever's paying for the wedding, that's who's got to say, that's who got the final say in what's happening with the wedding. If you want blue and I want green and I'm paying the bill, I should not have to say nothing else. When I say green and walk away, you can say blue, but whoever paid the bill got the final say. Oh, you should give your wife whatever she wants. Anybody who believe that their wife should get a husband whatever he wants. Now, in that dynamic, who got priority? We supposed to be equals. It's 50-50. How are you more important than me when I make a decision? But I am not more important than you when you make a decision. When a man can tell a woman what outfit she can wear, she can tell a man what he's going to spend his money on. Think about it. I tell you that dress too short, put on something else. Yes, sir, and go put on something else. Then you can tell me what to do, because if you're not willing to follow my instructions, why should I follow yours? Mutual respect. I'm supposed to act inside of your best interest even when you make a bad choice, and you're supposed to act inside of my best interest even when I make a bad choice. You're not supposed to get your way all the time because you're a woman, and I'm not supposed to get my way all the time because I'm paying for everything. I should get my way most of the time, especially when you start talking about $250,000. But if you can make it make sense, then I should be able to go along with it. But if we arguing, it ain't gonna work. Now, for the gentleman that's got the female that don't want him, she don't want you because you're spending your money on your engineering degree. She's looking for a good time. You're not giving her that because you're going to college and make something out of yourself. She's looking for the finished product. She's probably looking for a sugar daddy, dude that can spend a bunch of money on it. You're not that guy because you keeping your money close to the vest. You go into college and make yourself successful. She's not waiting for you to be successful. If you're not already successful, not too many women these days are willing to build a man up to be successful. They expect you to be successful when they meet you. So if you got to quit your job and go be a full-time college student so that you can make that success out of yourself, so you can get that $200,000 job, you're just going to have to leave her, keep focusing on your degree. And then when you get that engineering job, you go date somebody else. Then if she do pass you in the neighborhood and see you with a brand new car, with a brand new girl, in a brand new house, with a brand new job, she gonna circle back and see what it used to be. But when you see her coming, you turn around and go the other way like the paparazzi. I had an ex walk up on me in the middle of the strip. She had a date. I pretended like I didn't know her. She said hello. I said good day. And that was it. How you been? That's it. Short, one-word scenarios. I'm not gonna, oh, hey, friend, how you doing way back when? Oh, we used to fuck. No. At the end of the day, my ex is my ex is my ex. I'm not trying to re-roll the last frame. That's in the past. If you pass me in the street, I don't know you. I do the best I can that when an ex become my ex, that I disappear where she can't even find me. So you would have to really be looking for me. So for us to cross paths, you would have to know where I'm at and what I'm doing in order for us to be in the same place at the same time. Because this world is not small enough for the two of us who don't live on the same block to be in the same neighborhood at the same time. I make it a point to go to a different city before I get out my car to start looking at shit. So if I'm talking to somebody different, if I'm hanging out with somebody else, I'm about 2, 3, 4 hours away from the house, socialize with somebody in a different city, probably a different state. And you and I don't live in the same neighborhood, so if I bring them over to my house, you should not be at my house. That's what they make Glocks for. You heard me right. That's what they make Glocks for. You ain't coming over to the house. You an ex. Okay? So, if she don't want you, don't try to fight for it. Yeah, it's gonna hurt your feelings. You invested in her emotionally. You doing all this stuff for yourself. Don't lie and say that you're doing this for her. You're doing this for yourself, but you will make more money off of it, and you can do more for her once you make that money. But she ain't trying to wait on that. She want better now. Let her go. Let her go do whatever the fuck she want to go do. And when she regret it, it'll be too late. You don't appreciate what you have until the water has gone dry. You understand? They don't know. But it ain't for you to treat real life like a video game. Make a mistake and then get a do-over. Fuck me over and then get a do-over. No. What Gibbs say on NCIS? Never accept an apology from somebody who sucker punched you in the face. If she sold you out before you could be successful, do not give her the time of day after you become successful. If she didn't want you when you wasn't shit, now that you are the biggest shit on the block, she should not be trying to talk to you. If she did not want nothing to do with you when you ain't had nothing, now that you got everything, she should not want nothing to do with you, because it was you that she did not want, not your stuff. And no man wants a woman present for their stuff. They accept a woman's presence for their stuff because they ain't valued by the woman that they want to be wanted for who they are. So to keep from being alone, men will accept a woman that wants them for their stuff, which is why men will parade their stuff before they parade their personality. But if you got a woman that's only there because of your stuff, you don't have a legitimate relationship. She don't love you. She can marry you, but she's only there for your stuff. Now, transactionally, Western culture, if you realize that you got a girl that'll sleep with you on a regular basis, she's highly attractive, that's the kind of girl you can see yourself sleeping with. You know she wants you for your stuff. You don't care if she don't care about you. She do what you ask her to do. Y'all can have a physical platonic relationship where regardless of how you feel about her, she ain't going nowhere. She gonna stay loyal to you and use your stuff. Marriage contract. But at the end of the day, if she established not a relationship, emotions with you, because people can learn to love the person that they're with. You recognize that you could turn a transactional relationship into a long-term marriage, but at the same time, you know that more often than not, when we say we can't turn a hoe into a housewife, you cannot guarantee that you're going to turn a woman using you for what you got into a woman valuing you for who you are. And God forbid, if you run out of money before she run out of loyalty, she gonna leave you for a man with more money. So if you know that she ain't there for all the right reasons, bro, you should be trying to get her out of your house before you become too valuable for her to throw away. Because then she'll fuck around and get a baby for you, put you on child support, get alimony, and still leave you for your best friend. Y'all got to start tightening up, fellas. Y'all need to find out what these women really want from you when she decides to dedicate herself to you. Because, ladies, y'all need to find out what these men want from you before they start spending their money on you. Know what you're signing up for. And then you need to agree to it. Because if not, this shit ain't going to work. You're going to play the role until you get tired of playing the role. And then after you get tired of playing the role, you're going to find yourself pissed off and resenting the fact that you still got to put this work in. The same way when you clock out and your boss asks you to take the trash out after you've been clocked out is the same way that when you emotionally remove yourself from a relationship and your husband keep asking you to show affection in the relationship, you pissed off. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to say, ladies, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm going to keep asking y'all to make it make sense. So, ladies, please make it make sense. And, fellas, I give y'all this information to help y'all become higher value men. So, when you put forth the effort to make changes in the things that you can control in life, then you can make yourself satisfied with the lives that you're in. And, ladies, while this is a male-driven podcast from the male's perspective, ladies, this is information for both men and women. Y'all can take this information to make y'all higher value men, higher value women. Y'all already surpassed us as being the best men on the block. corporate world. Y'all have to understand. He said, never get married again. If you already got married once, that's one too many. You see? Especially with the ones that don't appreciate it. Especially with the ones that don't appreciate it. 13 years. Jesus, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. 13 years, I'd have retired on that shit. 13 years. What happened till death do us part? One of us would have had to die after 13 years. I would have had a life insurance policy and everything. When you talking about divorce, I would be a widow. I would be she still won't leave. Oh, you married but you separated? Yeah, I know the feeling. Look, sometimes you can't help it, bro. But in a 20, 30, 40-year relationship, y'all gonna change. Y'all are not going to always be the way y'all was before y'all got married. Y'all not gonna be the way y'all was when y'all first got together. Every 5 or 10 years, y'all gotta reassess the situation and renew y'all vows because y'all have become different people. Y'all done learned some shit, grown, and changed. But if in your entire relationship, every week, at least once a month, y'all reevaluate the wants, needs, and desires that y'all have in the relationship, then y'all should be able to fix whatever's going wrong before it get too bad. He says she honored our agreement when we met. No alimony, no court, no child support. There you go. Could be worse. There you go. Could be worse. Now, you know what the funny part about that is, bro? After she divorced you, you're going to say you divorced her, but she divorced you. Because if you would have divorced her, her bitterness would have gotten revenge on you and took you for the alimony, the child support, and whatever else she could have took you for because she was hurt. She left on her own accord. You let her. You didn't fight her on it, and she left, and she didn't take nothing with her. She just left. Now, you know what's going to be funny? Look, exactly. You still get the nookie. You know what's going to be funny? She's not going nowhere. She just no longer has the commitment. She no longer got the commitment. So you went from being the husband and wife to backsliding to the girlfriend and boyfriend. She can go out and be a 3 or 4 if she wants to, but she can still be there with you and be the woman that she wants to be when she wants to be that, because she does not have the responsibility of being the wife that she wasn't willing to be, whether she was capable of being that or not. You come to find out that when people get divorced, they treat each other better after the divorce than what they did when they were married. Ain't that something else? She got no license. She don't need a license. She don't need a license. You got some states that got common law marriage. You said 13 years. If y'all living in the same house for 13 years, she's entitled to half the shit. Y'all don't need no marriage license. Most states in the United States after 10 years got common law marriage that kick in automatically. All she got to do is file for the separation in court. She's not doing that. That's good. Y'all just stop living together. That's the best thing for y'all. But because y'all living in separate houses now, y'all are going to grow together because y'all probably just was underneath each other too much and not willing to negotiate. Once y'all start separating, y'all going to start planning and negotiating, and y'all never going to understand why y'all didn't work the marriage out, but y'all just had a communication problem that neither one of you at the time was aware that y'all were not willing to work on. Now that you know, because you came here and you found out from me, when y'all do get back together, y'all going to end up communicating and y'all going to be straight. Y'all not going to get married a second time unless it's like 25 years from now, but y'all going to be straight. He said, true, now we're already divorced. It was a mutual type. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Y'all are already divorced and y'all are getting along better now that y'all are divorced than what y'all was when y'all was married. And it's always that way. It's always that way. The pressure of social expectations of being the traditional housewife versus the man not getting the stuff that he needs in the marriage. We grew up in an era where we wasn't taught how to behave in Western culture. So at the end of the day, you know, y'all are going to get better for the most part, because y'all still going to have disagreements. But now, because y'all don't live together, she can get mad and leave and not talk to you for a couple months and you don't care. But when y'all was married, she couldn't go nowhere. She had to sit there and still fix your food, give you nookie and everything like that because y'all was married. So the responsibility that she had of being a wife while mad at you was no longer there. Now she can voluntarily be the woman for you that she want to be, instead of feeling obligated to be the woman that she has to be when that's not what she wanted. You got a 14-year-old daughter with a brain tumor that is autistic. Oh, y'all was fighting over the child. I can tell you that right now. Y'all had the stress of, and so ultimately y'all still love each other, but y'all were under pressure, misdirected rage, because y'all did not know how to handle what was going on with y'all child. So y'all, once y'all child turned 18, 19, 20 years old, and your child start doing what she need to do on her own, y'all gonna get back together. Y'all gonna get back together. Y'all fell apart because y'all couldn't handle the stress. But once the stress is no longer in the picture, y'all gonna get along just fine. Guaranteed. So my advice to you, this gonna be the first time tonight. My advice to you, don't give up on your ex-wife. She come around, make space to love her. If you move on, you move on. I'm not telling you to put your life on hold, but leave space for her to come back, because y'all fell apart because of the stress. Y'all fell apart. Brain tumors, that's a lot of stress. Autism, that's a lot of stress. Brain tumor and autism, that's a hell of a lot of stress. Y'all got medical bills. Y'all got development issues. But when the child is self-sufficient, when the child is old enough to be on her own, and she can do it on her own to the best of her ability, where y'all don't have to be up under her all day, every day, arguing with each other with the best way to go about doing that, y'all gonna get back together. And then now we're done. She does her thing and I do mine. We cohabitation till she qualifies for SSDI. Right. Okay. So y'all are cohabitating because y'all still got that chemistry together. Because if she couldn't stand your ass, she would have moved out and took all her shit with her. Now, when I'm guessing your daughter gonna get the SSDI, and when your daughter get the SSDI, where she can function a little bit, and y'all can kind of monitor her and get her an in-house nurse and everything like that. Insurance is covering stuff to that effect, and your little girl can function on her own, even with adult supervision at the same time. You and your wife gonna get back together because y'all not gonna have the stress of how to take care of this child, because y'all are making very, very high pressure decisions, and y'all don't agree because y'all come from different walks of life, and y'all haven't learned how to compromise on this. And nobody knows what to do. So the best thing for y'all to do is just let it go for now. She not gone. Your wife ain't going nowhere. So you just let it go for now. You ain't even got to talk about it. You will find that one or two things will happen, and I think the latter is going to happen. Either she's going to move out and disappear, or your wife is going to start talking to you about y'all getting back together. And I believe the latter. Once the pressure is gone, because y'all live together, y'all nookie together, but y'all ain't got to get back married together. Y'all are just going to go back to dating. That's fine. She can stay your girlfriend instead of being your wife. Not yet. Gooberman is slow. Her apartment is slow. Okay. She tried that once and it didn't work. It didn't work because y'all wasn't willing to cooperate with one another. It's not just her fault. It's not just your fault. It's both of y'all. You were standing firm on your expectations and she was standing firm on hers. Now that y'all not married, y'all are compromising, which is what y'all should have did when y'all was married. You got to understand, John. When you get married, it is not like touching your wife with a moonstone and she evolved into a Raichu like on Pokemon. When you get married, y'all the same people y'all was before y'all got married. When y'all get divorced, y'all the same people y'all was when y'all was married. The only difference between before marriage and after marriage is the divorce status. And the only difference between married and not married is the tax exemptions. Your religion don't change. Your behavior doesn't change. The way people see you in society don't change. The way your child treats you not going to change. But the way you treat each other, that's going to change. Because you choose to behave better now that you are no longer married. Okay, and her lack of fidelity is going to be the reason why you don't want to be married to her. But at the same time, that lack of fidelity was based on pressure. But again, if you allowed it, because a 30-year marriage is going to have fidelity at least 5 times in it. A lot of times it's okay, 3 times for the man, 2 times for the woman, still 5 times in 30, 50 years. So if in 13 years and y'all had 1 fidelity, that happens. It's not uncommon. He said, well, no, my religion did change. You changed from her religion to your religion? Because who you was, my point is that if y'all got married in the eyes of the Lord and then y'all divorced, you might go to a different church, but you're not going to stop being the religion that you're going to be and then start being a monk. You know what I mean? You're not going to do an extreme change. You didn't give up on your religion just for the sake of this marriage to say that I'm gonna go back to this other religion, because then you was pretending, and that's not what you're supposed to do when you truly believe. The point of the matter is that the person you was before you got married is somewhat of the kind of person you are right now, which is the same person that you was when you was in the marriage. Now y'all do change, so your points and your positions change as y'all grow and learn about stuff. But the fact is that you being divorced, your ability to cooperate with each other is not going to change unless y'all choose to change it. But now that y'all don't have the pressure of being married no more, I guarantee, yeah, y'all are gonna start getting along because you're willing to compromise now. Y'all done gave up on the forever till death do you part. Now, instead of you being here because you have to, it's an optional. You can be here if you want to be here. I don't give a fuck if you're here or not. Now that I don't care if you're here or not, now she's gonna show up. When, oh, you better be here because you're my wife was the case, fuck you, I ain't got to be here, I'll divorce your ass. So soon as you changed your dynamic from controlling her ability to do stuff, that's why you get the change in response. But that's all I have for you guys for tonight. I really appreciate y'all coming to the show. John, make sure that you like and subscribe, because we got a lot more stuff coming up. He said she only recently stopped. It don't matter. Whenever she stopped, she stopped. Change happens when you least expect it, typically after the fact with women. After all the shit that hit the fan and everything to calm down, then you start seeing improvement. But before the chaos happened, you didn't see the improvement, and that's why the chaos happened. So sometimes you need a mic drop moment. You need a traumatic episode in order for change to happen. But once the change happens, just accept the change and let the past be the past. And you will come to find that 14 years from now, you're still with the same woman, even though y'all divorced now. This your ex-wife, your best friend, and your lover still, but she's still living in your damn house. This your ex-wife, your lover, your baby mama, and she's still living in your house. Technically, y'all still married. Ain't nothing changed but the tax stamp. That's it. But that's all I have for y'all tonight. We got some financial information for y'all Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so stay tuned for that, because we're going to tell y'all how to make, save, and invest money. We're going to tell y'all what stuff has changed in the country that impacts your ability to make, save, and invest money. Wednesday, we're going to tell you different countries around the world that you can invest in, live in for cheaper than where you are in the current country. And then on Tuesday, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. And then we're going to go back to telling you guys about stock investments, side hustles, digital nomad stuff, and everything to that effect. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to give you guys information on self-improvement, relationship topics, personal development, networking, and all of that stuff to improve your personal life alongside your business life. And then next Sunday is our questions and comments from the fans, just like tonight. He said, also true, although sleeping separately. Well, yeah, y'all need space. Y'all have been together 13 years. She tired of looking at you. And you tired of looking at her. So y'all gonna sleep in separate rooms like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, but don't they go to the damn press conference together? Didn't Will Smith slap the shit out that man in the damn Emmys because he ain't want that man talking about his wife? But Will Smith got a boyfriend and Jada Pinkett got a boyfriend too. So do you think that their marriage is any different from yours? Y'all gonna work it out. But again, that's all I got for y'all for tonight. Thank you for coming to This and That. I'm your host, Xander, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
That's my personal command. I'm not mounted on higher ground where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds, raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never yield.